I'm really digging the super unpredictable style of some of these new Shonen Jump on. He already had the beautiful and wildness of Chainsaw Man, but Undead Unluck has followed it up with a very strange like way on top of that. In the last chapter, like they're like, oh, how do we combat like this bad guy group? It's like, oh, let's join them. Let's just go with them and go be on their side. Okay, I guess. But with these two guys, one of the martial arts guy named Shen and robot suit. But as the last chapter left off, you have like this big oil tanker truck slam into him, big explosion. The dude Shen was able to live because you know, he's behind robot dude. And while they're fighting, there's a funny part because there's like, was this because of my unluck power or a coincidence? But you have Andy and these the other two guys go into this building, like this big skyscraper, and it's actually one set up for demolition. And when they get inside, they have this massive explosion that just blows this whole building and leaves it to rubble, crushing all of it. And the robot guy is fine, but you don't see anything about the guy Shen. And Andy's showing that he's smart, that he had a plan. What he did is he cut off his hand, he left a severed hand and a spot to completely distract the guy. And he's saying like, you know, we can keep it because he never loses a body part, because anyone that isn't the major one will like disappear within 30 seconds, which reminds me a lot about how Ajin's works. Like, it's like the largest intact piece will become, you know, regenerate into version. And after that point, you have like him using, like, he bit part of his finger, and then so like the area of his finger that would regenerate, it would shoot the other piece back at like a high speed. Like he says, he calls them parts blow. He's essentially using the regenerative properties of his own powers in order to weaponize his body, which again is really cool. We saw like him use some of that in the first chapter when he was like using it to like jump around, and he used one part where he had the bone regenerate to like stick into the side of the building to like slow down the fall, so he's die. At that point, like, he's saying like he understood that the guy could limit his movements, like his power could affect his movements, but it couldn't affect actions already in place, like his power's regenerative ability. He could stop like him from moving like his body, but he couldn't stop things that happened like by itself, like properties. After that point, it's Andy versus Jen, and like he goes up, he says he's gonna do a right kick, but he ends up kicking with his left. I'm guessing this dude's power is gonna be like he's negating someone's actions or thoughts, like oh, I'm gonna kick with the right leg, you know, he ends up kicking with the left leg. And you know, maybe, oh, I'm gonna go for like a karate chop or something, and you end up going for like a palm strike or something, anything like that, because he's noting that no matter what he does, it's not, his body isn't listening to it. It's not that he's like, oh, locked up, or it's messing with his thoughts. It's his body that's, you know, altered in the process. Meanwhile, you have this part where you have Izumo throw his sword, and with the whole sword throw, like it just lands within him nonchalantly. It just takes it out, and when he gets ready to take his blade out, this dude Jen is like, all right, you know, you hesitated. It must be hard for, you know, some people still aren't used to killing other humans, even though it's been over 200 years. I think it's just because he has that slab still on his head that he's not got like the crazier. If he took that out, he probably would have been fine killing this dude. And then you have Isuma like trying, like she sneaks up to try and touch him with her powers, like, you know, obviously she get that luck portion like backed on him. But now she's like going up against, you know, trying to join in, trying to do her own part. I like that she tried to be, you know, useful, you know, because she doesn't have any combat abilities at the moment, but her power is very strong. So with that, you know, and she's trying to like, if, you know, in her mind, go and get the touch off, then that will work for her. Meanwhile, she's like, you know what? If I can't get that part in, then I do know a part that we can do. And when they talk about it, you have Andy, because he's like, you know, they reveal like, oh, well, there's one spot still open because now you killed that other guy. And he's like, so who's going to take it? And Andy's like, oh, yeah, take her. I mean, that's fine with me. Like, I already spent 10 years, you know, getting tortured and prodded and dissected. I can take that, but she can't. Which, I like that about Andy. He wasn't like this, you know, very, like, emotional realization. It was just like, oh, no, it's obvious. Like, she's not going to be able to handle that stuff. Like, but I'll be fine. Then I'll get out, and then at some point, you know, I'll get to her power. And he's like, even if she's an old lady by the time he gets out, he's like, I'll find you, and then I'll give you a night to remember. And she's just like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. And she just like takes her coat off and she starts taking her clothes off. And she's like, you know, we're gonna do this. Things are about to get totally X-rated over here. It's gonna get all hot and bothered and wild. And she starts taking off her clothes, and she's saying like even though he irritates her, that the fact that he's able to do these things for her, and that he's fighting for her and her inability to really do stuff, where she just feels like she's kind of just like a weighted down person there, then she's gonna do what she can do. And she's like, we're gonna do this right here, right now, and see if you can get the unluck you need in order to die. And I'm just like, and then she's showing like her conviction. She's kind of crazy. But this dude Shen, and he's like, listen, I don't think I could break you guys up. I mean, you guys have a very interesting dynamic. I kind of want you guys to be in the crew, but I don't want to die. So here's the thing. Over in Russia in a few days, in 3 days, there's going to be one of the members there. You can find him. He's going to have a red necktie, and he's going to have an emblem on him that you won't be able to miss. So you guys should go there and go hunting for him. And then he ends up leaving. And you got this really cool part from Andy, where he's like, I'm desperate to die, but I'm not so I'm not gonna take some chick that's this desperate. I'm not gonna like take it out of. He wants to actually win her over. Respectable from him. But now they're gonna go over to they're gonna go to Russia. They're gonna like hitch a boat. Says he's gonna go meet up with some of his old war buddies, and like he's like excited, like Russia, the land of vodka. Let's go do some wild and crazy stuff and see how things go. And that's how old she is. She's 18. He's like, sweet, you're legal to drink over there, so we're gonna go party, and it's gonna be wild and insane. And like the series itself it's done such a good job of just like I said, being so out of left field constantly, so unpredictable that you can't really like gauge anything from it. Like right now, like even at the end of the chapter, Andy doesn't have a sheath for his sword. It's just sheathed in his shoulder. It's just stabbed through his shoulder. He uses his own sword sheath. It's such a strange way to do this manga. It's wild and fun. It's just absolute chaos and madness, and I love it. I think it's very enjoyable. It's so much of a ride to be in that I'm really looking forward to more of this series. I really want to get more of this. I'm hoping it does well, and I'm hoping other people read it as well. Everyone that I've seen that actually read it like enjoyed it, because it's so weird. The only time people I haven't seen are just like, I can't believe that main character would grab that girl's boobs, even though he gave her a reason to keep living and not kill herself, and she obviously likes him. Anyway, other than that, comment below. Tell me your thoughts are about this chapter, and tell your thoughts about the series. We're only 3 chapters in, but it is very fun. I have liked the new series that we've gotten recently. They have been really enjoyable. Other than that, comment below, thumbs up the video, turn the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and I think, bye.